Greg Pickel, the Big Ten Media Days, I can't believe it. They've come and they've gone as we sit here to discuss it. It's time right now to reflect on what we've seen on Thursday and Friday. A couple of things Penn State related, a couple of things just big picture. One that stands out to me, and I think you saw some of it, is there's a kind of the interesting, different kind of opinions on Penn State quarterback Christian Hackenberg. You know, there's been some glowing testimonials. Matt Millen called him a top 5 pick in the NFL draft right now, and Jerry DiNardo said he's got elite ability, but you also had some dissenters, and you talked to one of them. One of them is an Indiana defensive lineman by the name of Darius Rayner, and he was not kind in his description of Christian.
No, he thinks he folds under pressure, and that Nate Sudfeld, Indiana's injured, now healthy quarterback, will play this year, is better than Hackenberg. Look, I think that you're going to continue to see these differing opinions, different evaluations, especially as NFL folks get involved, and you get the anonymous scouts and unnamed sources that start evaluating this kid as the season draws to a close, and he has to decide if he wants to go to the draft. And James Franklin said today he's not really worried about it. We'll see if that actually holds true once the heat of the fire really gets going, but that's where we're at for now.
Yeah, and it just speaks to like just the pressure and the amount, all the eyes that are really on him and everything he does. It's hard. It really, you know, you forget it's his 3rd year at Penn State, but he just turned 20. He's got a lot to deal with. DiNardo also said, you know, the sideline antics, if he could tone them down, that would be the one negative, because he kind of got a little bit frustrated last year. We'll see. He is only 20. One other thing that I thought, you know, you talk about the defending national champion Ohio State, 4 suspensions. They're going to miss the Virginia Tech game. One of them's Joey Bosa, but it didn't seem to me, Greg, that Urban was all that worried about it, and he talked about how well they've recruited, and I think ultimately what that means, Greg, is they have a really, really deep returning cast.
Yeah, no question about it, and he noted they recruit well, and they do. They always have. They probably always will, as long as Urban Meyer's there and as long as that program is successful. I don't think there's any way you can replace Joey Bosa, and I think the 3 other guys that got suspended are certainly key portions and parts of that team. But it's one game. You know, it is on the road, but it's against the Virginia Tech team that may not be as good as it was last year when they beat the Buckeyes. So, yeah, I mean, if I'm Urban Meyer, I really probably wouldn't be too. I mean, I would be concerned by it. It's obviously not good to start your season that way, but it's one game, and you know, as long as those guys fit right back into the lineup, I don't think there's any reason for concern.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh, the new Michigan coach, met with the media on Friday. The thing I noticed, what he mentioned Mike Ditka and Bo Schembechler as 2 of the guys that have really kind of like shaped his life. I just get a sense Michigan actually has a lot of people coming back, players coming back. I think you're going to see that kind of, Harbaugh took his lead from those 2 guys. I have a funny feeling very soon this Michigan team that struggled the last couple of years, Greg, is going to be a lot tougher, a lot more motivated, a lot better coached, and I think they're going to accelerate their return to the living in the Big Ten. I think Michigan's going to be good sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to Jim Harbaugh, you surely get that impression. He's certainly a unique guy. I don't think he's like any Big Ten coach. He's not like hardly any other college football coaches. He is a unique guy, but he knows how to win, and he likes to win.
And he can mix intensity and humor in this 5-minute span. He's very unpredictable. I think if we covered him, we'd be on our toes just about every day. Not that we're not with James Franklin. Lastly, Big Ten was really about the running back last year, all those great running backs. This year, I think they got talent across the board. Ezekiel Elliott is a great runner. We're not really even talking about him. That's because the great defensive linemen, Zettel and Bosa, offensive tackles, Jack Conklin, Taylor Decker. You know, you got the quarterbacks at Ohio State. You got Christian Hackenberg. You got Connor Cook. A deeper Big Ten this year, I think, than last year.
Yeah, no question. There's a story coming tomorrow on Penn Live regarding the fact that the Big Ten has begun recruiting better as the Big Ten Conference has sort of risen back to a place where it can compete nationally. And I think that that's why you have these deep position groups. I mean, there's any number of positions you could point to and say they're the best in the Big Ten, and recruiting's a big reason why.
That is a wrap from Big Ten Media Days 2015.